Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you so much for coming. If you're here, that means that you have decided to take positive action in your life. You've decided that there is room for improvement, that there's more out there to be gained than what you have right now, that there are better ways to live. And it's true, like, no matter who you are, no matter what kind of life you're living, it's not perfect. Now, let's be clear. I'm not here to sell you on a perfect life. I don't think that exists. I don't think that it should exist. But we're not here to get in a philosophical conversation. That's the difference. That's the difference of what you're going to get when you work with me versus when you're working with another type of resilience coach who wants you to be your best self. I absolutely detest that kind of language. I think that it's not beneficial. I'm here to provide you with real tools. Listen, I've been in the military for 11 years. I didn't have a lot of time or energy for things that didn't move the needle, for things that didn't actually accomplish the mission, right? And when it comes to resilience and overcoming, I don't think that we should not be investing our time and energy into something that doesn't work, into something that doesn't have real tangible results. So anything that we're ever going to talk about is always going to be in the vein of things that have real tangible results that you can really implement, that are going to have real changes in your life. At the end of the day, no one's perfect. No one's going to be perfect. If they were, just stay in bed. Don't bother the rest of us who are trying to live our real, actual human lives, because we're not that. So when we're thinking about improvement, and I thought about creating this free training for everyone, what I wanted to do was start with something really simple. Start with something that we can all relate to, that impacts all of us, and that can have a real change in every single person's life. Every single person, like without fail, this applies to all of you. Every single one. It is literally the way that you start every single day. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying this is the way you start your mornings. I don't care when you start your day. If you're working throughout the night and your day starts at 3 p.m, this works then. If you're waking up for at 5 o'clock in the morning to start your day off, this works then too. This works for every single one of those. And I don't want to give it a whole lot of beating around the bush and building it up and all of this. I want to get into it. And the thing is, this isn't some crazy training that I'm going to say, okay, well, you do this and you invest this much time every single day for the next 3 weeks, and then you're going to start seeing results. Wrong. Absolutely not. What's going to happen is you're going to do this tomorrow morning, and you're going to see real results that day. So let's get into it. This is about reframing your day. This is about starting your day in the way that sets you up for the most success possible. And it could not be more simple. It's really okay. Let's just get into it. Step 1. What's number 1? So think about it. When you woke up today, I'm gonna use my kind of day to frame it. I'm a person that wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and so I work on that spectrum. If you're not, just you can equate it. It's not that complicated. So I wake up at 5. When I woke this morning, my alarm went off at 4:50. That's when I set my alarm, because I don't want to lose the 10 minutes that it takes me to get my groggy butt up and dressed and out of the bedroom. I want that 10 minutes. I want my day to start at 5. I don't want to wake up at 5. So I set my alarm for 4:50. When you set your alarm, do you set your alarm? Let's say you wake up at 5. Let's say you want to wake up at 5. Do you set your alarm for 5 o'clock or do you set your alarm for 4:50 so that you can snooze so that you wake up at 5? Is that the kind of contract that you're setting with yourself? So let's think about it that way. When you are sitting there the night before and you're sitting with your phone or however it is that you set your alarm, and you're deciding the time that you're going to wake up, you are making a conscious decision. And what you're doing is you're making a deal. You're making a contract with your future self on what you're going to do. Now, after you set the alarm and you go to sleep, and your alarm goes off to wake you up, is the first thing that you do violate that contract with yourself? Do you hit the snooze button so that you can get some extra sleep? I can make you this one promise. the feeling that you get, the feeling that I get when I get up and out of bed when my alarm goes off, far supersedes in excess every single time the feeling of the extra sleep that I get when I snooze. It never feels good. When I snooze, I fall kind of back into sleep in a couple minutes, and then my alarm jolts me back awake again. And so none of that's beneficial. So I can tell you, wake up when your alarm goes off, right? That's not very helpful. You're not doing that. And it's not that you don't know that that's a good idea. I'm letting you know how much of a good idea it is now because of that. I don't know if you've ever realized that you're breaking a promise to yourself every single day, and that's literally how you're starting your day off. It's by breaking a promise to you. Is that how you want to start your day? Not me. So here are some ways that you can do that you can actually help to promote a scenario in which you are most likely to follow through on that promise. So number one is, so what I do is I actually have a free app. It's called Sleep Cycle. And in Sleep Cycle, you have a couple of different options, right? You can choose no alarm. So if it's like the weekend and you want to use it just to analyze sleep, because that's the purpose of this app. It's supposed to analyze your sleep so that way you can best optimize your sleep and your waking up patterns. And that's the thing that I like about this, is that you can choose a specific alarm time. So you can say, I want to wake up at 5 o'clock. Okay, cool. Then it's going to work just like a normal alarm would. You're not really going to get the benefit out of it the same way that you would if you use this time frame kind of setting that it has. And that is, so on mine it's 30 minutes. So let's say I set my alarm for 4:30, and because I want to wake up no later than 5. So what'll happen is, once I enter into that cycle, once I enter into this frame of 4:30 to 5, then it turns into alarm mode, right? It doesn't start going off. It's not like a gradual, like the alarm starts getting louder. No, what it's doing is it's actually analyzing the way that you sleep, and it's paying attention to the level of deep sleep that you're in. So the deeper sleep that you're in, the less likely it is to start going off. What'll happen is it'll wait until it identifies the fact that you're in a lighter sleep stage, and then it will go off. Because when you get jolted awake out of a deep sleep, then you feel exhausted and you don't feel right, and you're really, really, really likely to hit the snooze button. So what we can do, we can use technology, free. It's a free app. But we can use that technology to help us be more likely to not hit the snooze button. Because when it goes off, and it's you're already in a lighter sleep, so you're not trying to overcome this huge hurdle of grogginess and complete exhaustion and being shocked awake. You're not dealing with any of that. It's much lighter. Like you kind of wake up and like, oh yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not going to be tired. You need to go to bed earlier. but that's a whole nother conversation, right? So this is just, that's one tool that you can use that will help you to be able to get up easier when your alarm actually does go off. Another thing that you can do is take your phone, if you charge it overnight, like a lot of people do, or if you don't, you just take your phone and you put it on your dresser instead of on your nightstand or on the bed. Remove it from your physical distance so that when your alarm actually goes off, you have to get up and get out of bed and go do it, right? And so this doesn't, I'm sure that you guys have heard of this before. The thing is, do it. Like, for real. If this is a problem for you and you're not waking up when your alarm goes off, and you know that you want to keep this contract, you know you want to stop breaking this promise to yourself, take action. Don't sit there and think, like, yeah, well, I'll do something and I'll figure it out, and that's a tomorrow problem. Make it a right now problem. Right now, pause the video, go take your charger and put it on the other side of your room if you're not getting up. So then that's another way. Now, if you want to get there are interesting, fun little tools, right? There's other things. One that I really like, that my wife and I have looked at, is an alarm clock that will do the progressive, like, kind of quieter sounds, and it starts progressing and getting louder, and it starts diffusing aroma, like from oils and stuff or whatever, into the room at the same time. And so you can choose a smell or an aroma that you actually like, and so you start getting woken up peacefully, and then you start getting smells that are unpleasant, and it just gradually brings you up into the world, right? And so that's another interesting way. Another fun kind of geeky way almost to do it is like they have alarm clocks that have, I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, there's like the little handle things, they have like a pull string ripcord, and then there's like a helicopter, blades on the top in a ring, right? And so you pull it and like the little helicopter ring goes like flying off and goes wherever. Now they have those on alarm clocks, and so if you actually set your alarm at the time the alarm goes off, that thing shoots off into the air and goes soaring around the room and goes wherever it's going to go. And your job, if you want the alarm to turn off, is to go find that thing and plug it back in, right? And the best bet is, like for me, I would like you would say, oh, I'll just unplug it. Like, well, one, you're really motivated to break the promise with yourself if you're going to try to find the plug and unplug it. But two, I actually have a plug, and for me, it's kind of tucked back behind the bed, and so I would have to get out of bed, crawl down, and get my arm underneath, and then pull it. And so if you have a way to do that, then that's also very helpful. You can even take that alarm and put that on the other side of the room, and so it still shoots it. You still have to get up and go find it and get it and bring it back, but it's over there. And so you couldn't even unplug it unless you got out of bed anyway. So those are all options. Some of them are fun. You might be into it, and it might be a way to kind of play a game with yourself and to embrace this in a fun kind of way. So all of that's number one. All of that is just the first step, and all it is, I'm not even asking for any time for you. If anything, I'm asking for you to give yourself some time back, like because you're stealing it from yourself. You're going to the snooze mode, and you're taking time in the day away from you that you promised yourself the night before. So let's do that. Let's follow through on our promises. Let's start our day off with a promise kept, right? That's number one. Number two, you know what's crazy? I'm still not going to ask you for any of your time. Not a single second of your time. What I'm going to ask you for is to avoid things, right? I want you to avoid your phone. I want you to avoid the TV. I want you to avoid the radio. I don't want any external stimulus coming in from the outside. I'm not saying you don't talk to your wife, don't talk to your husband, talk to your kids. But really, what I do is I actually set my alarm earlier than everyone else, so that way I don't have their external stimuli either. So it's just me. So I have me time in the morning to get my head on straight, because the whole idea here is that we want to frame our day in a way that we choose. That's the most positive and most beneficial to us and everyone around us that we care about the most. When we act, the way that we act impacts the people that we love more than anybody else. How do we want to treat them? Probably with positivity and love, and fill them with the feeling of opportunities and energy, not drudgery. We don't want to put that on. That's not the reason that they're with us. That's not the reason that they're inspired by us. You want to inspire the people that you're with. It's not through snoozing 7 times. It's not through getting yourself riled up through negative news. I mean, think about it. If you open up your phone first thing in the morning, what are you going to see? Probably a list of emails from work from the day before, and you're going to be like, oh, I got to start putting out fires. I can do that right now, and that way I can be on par by the time I get to work. Nope, they'll be there. The emails will be there. You will handle that later. Right now, this is not that time. You are specifically carving out this time away from the world. This is for you. And so take the phone, set it to the side. Okay? That's what you need to do. Take the TV remote, put it to the other side. Don't take in the negative news. Don't take in other people's problems. Don't take in national issues. Not yet. If you want to do that stuff, do it later. Not at this point. This is for you. So now, we got 2 things. That's it. We got get up when your alarm goes off. Follow through on your promise. 2, avoid the negativity. Don't let that stimulus come into your head. Don't let that stimulus start framing your mind. Think about what happens when you do that. I wake up and I see the emails. I'm like, oh God, I gotta look at all these things. Look at all the stuff that happened. I have to get to work. And then I'm like, okay, well, I gotta hurry up. And I'm rushing and now I'm listening to the news while I'm getting ready. I'm brushing my teeth and I'm listening to the news. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe riots in the street. This is absurd. I can't believe these people, blah, blah, blah. Or I can't believe I'm not out there with them. Whatever I don't care. I don't care what your perspective is. Probably not getting filled with a bunch of thoughts and feelings and emotions that are going to positively impact your life and those of the people that you love around you. And that's what we're here to do. So wait for that. If you want to do it later. Do it later when we have reframed our day already. Now, what the next step is, now that we've kept true to our promise, and we've avoided the negativity because we don't want to start a day framing that way. We want to take control of the framing of our day. We don't want it framed for us, right? So we're avoiding external factors framing our day. Now, we want to focus on gratitude. And you can do this so easily, right? And it can be, and a lot of people are like, what does that mean? What does focus on gratitude? Like, how do you even focus on a gratitude? And so let me make it really easy for you. I'm going to walk you through my morning real quick. So what I do is when I wake up when my alarm goes off, and then I get out of bed and I get myself ready. I get out of the room by 5, and I'm downstairs and I start brewing my cup of coffee, right? And I will, as soon as I put the cup into brew, I will grab my notebook and I sit down and I write something that I'm grateful for. And I try to make it as specific to my life and the things that matter to me as possible. Now, you don't have to do that, and I'll give you an example here in just a second. But if you want to get it as close to you, it can be something like this. Right now is a perfect example for me. So if I'm writing, like what I may write in my gratitude journal tomorrow is, I'm really, really grateful that my wife she put the focus on our daughter who is in online school and on her work in a way that allowed me to create these training videos. And what that means to me is that, and so that's a fact, right? So we'll cut it right there real quick. I'm grateful that my wife took action to enable my pursuit of my passions, and specifically in this instance, creating these videos, right? That's what I really wanted to do. This is a big part, and I wanted to do this for you guys. So she enabled that. That's a fact. Now, that's one part. The second part is, I want to write down, why does that matter? So to me, that matters because it shows that she prioritizes me and my passions, and she acknowledges how important it is to me. And because I see how much she is willing to do that for me, it helps me to avoid any type of resentment. It helps to foster our relationship and for us to grow together as a couple, because I know that we got each other's backs. And so, like, that's a huge why. And that's amazing. I feel amazing right now just thinking about it. So it's an absolutely incredible thing. And what did that take? 3 minutes? 3 minutes, and if you want to write it down, maybe write a little bit slower, 5 minutes. Let's call it 5 minutes for a good thing and why it matters. Now, maybe you have a hard time looking at your day. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been facilitating gratitude training and resilience training for a long time. And so my ability to do this is really, really good. And yours might not be. It might not be there yet, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be. You don't need to be grade A professional gratitude man or woman. Like, you got to try. And the thing is, if you are having a hard time looking at your own life and seeing something specific in it that you could be grateful for, if you're in that level, I'm so happy that you're here, first of all, because this is huge. This is such an opportunity for you. And what you can do is go a little bit bigger, zoom out a little bit. And so, for me, the way that I started thinking about gratitude, the way I kind of got excited about it was like some of the real basic, simple stuff. And so what happens right when you get in, like for me, I woke up this morning and I was like, I had my blanket on me because I was cold, right? And I was cold even though it was like 70 degrees outside, and which isn't very cold. And so that means that my house is cold. How is my house cold? Well, it's because the AC was on. So not only did I have a blanket that was soft, that covered my body, that I was all snuggled up cozy in, but the reason that I had it was because through some sorcery, people came up with a way to create cold air out of hot air and push it through the vents inside of our house, right? And it's just built that way. And the thing is, if it breaks, I call somebody, and the same day They're going to drive out in a truck, and they're going to come and they're going to fix it. Now, it's going to cost me some money, but that's amazing. That's an incredible thing. Like, how does that work? I don't even know how it works. There's a thing that I don't even know how it works. There's some magical source of cold air in my house that pushes it out. And to all you AC repairmen, thank you. I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate the fact that you're probably laughing at the fact that I have no idea how air conditioning works. So, that's fine. I don't need to. That's why I have you, and I'm so happy that you exist. So again, I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for the truck that you have that gets you to my house. I'm grateful for the fact that there's fuel that we found and engines that we created that we dump gasoline into, and there's pumps on every corner that just dump gasoline out into our cars that allow us to get from one place to another. Like, it's an incredible world. There's so many things that you could be grateful for. And so when you think about it from that and you kind of zoom out a little bit away from you, then you're starting to restructure kind of the way that you think. And here's the thing, when you do that and you take that out with you, it's going to start changing a lot of things. It's going to start changing the way that you kind of see the world and your ability to kind of pick up on things that are happening that maybe you weren't picking up on before. And it opens up opportunities for you to be more grateful for things that are happening now that you're noticing them. And through that, it's very easy. It's just naturally going to start building new relationships because people like being appreciated. And when you notice what people are doing, because you're in a gratitude kind of mindset, it kind of changes everything, right? And so the last thing that I want you to do is to make your bed. I wanted to keep this really strong, straight face. I want you to make your bed. Right? I know, it sounds silly. It sounds like a childhood game. And here's the thing. When you started off, you kept a promise to yourself. You avoided the negativity and you manually brought in the positivity. Now the next thing you can do is you make your bed, or you have already accomplished something. So you've kept your promise. So now you can say, by the time you left your house, that you are the type of person that keeps your word, that avoids negativity, that attracts positivity, and that takes positive action to make your life better. All of those things are true, are undoubtedly true, and they're so small and so simple, and it can happen every day. And here's the thing. I want you to think about what we just said when it comes to the amount of time that I'm asking you to take. If you set your alarm at a time where you get some quiet time ahead of schedule, then let's say you were setting your alarm 10 minutes early so that you could snooze. I know a lot of people that do that. So let's say you did that. What you're getting from this, if you do what I said, so if you change your mindset from, well, I'm going to set my alarm for 4:50, I'm going to keep setting it at 4:50, but I'm actually going to wake up. I just gave you 10 extra minutes of your day. Now, I am asking for 5 more minutes. I'm asking you for 5 minutes of focused gratitude of one thing, of what it is and why it matters. Now, by all means, if you are motivated and you're feeling it, and one leads into another, like I said, with the AC led to the AC repairman, the AC repairman led to the AC repairman truck, the truck led me to the gas, led me to the engines. Like, if your spirals that way, that's great. That's not a problem. That's a really good thing. So that. I'm excited for you. Please do that. But you don't have to. If you get 5 minutes, then you know how much I've costed you in time? Net negative 5 minutes. I've still gained you time. So, and now if you get up, if you're just going to get up at the same time and you're not getting any time, I'm still, the maximum amount that I'm asking you for is 5 minutes for the gratitude journal. And you know what? And then another 2 to make your bed. So 7. If you're getting up 10 minutes early, it's still a net positive 3. So you're welcome. and here's the thing. If you do this for 7 days and you're not seeing a tangible, I mean, you're going to see it on day 1. That's the thing. You're going to go through this and you're going to see it. You're going to feel it. By the time you leave the house, you're going to feel it. If you don't look at a single negative article or email until you leave or until you get to work, that's going to change everything. If you manually take in positivity, that's going to change so much. You show gratitude. That's like it's like this sword that just cuts down negative thoughts and emotions. It's an incredible tool. And the thing is, if that works for you, if you get really excited about it and you're seeing positive benefits, there's this training that I just spent the last 2 months building that is specific on gratitude, that really kind of blows it out of the water. And I just gave you like the smallest, tiniest bit of how you can use gratitude and how you can extract it out from life. Now, this is that on anabolic steroids, right? Like this is through the roof and something absolutely incredible. I'm so excited to bring it. It literally, enacting this and doing it, I would say that it changed my life, but that's not true. It changes my life. It's every time that I go into this scenario, every time that I work on my gratitude, it changes my life. And I'm not like I said, this is not hyperbole. This is not grandiose speaking. This is real. Like, this has changed the way that arguments have gone for me. This has changed my perspective on relationships. This has changed my network, like the people that I have in my life. Negative people gone, positive people in. Like, it's a game changer, truly a game changer, and I'm so excited to bring it to you guys. I think that you guys will really like it. If you enjoyed the training today and you found value in it, you will absolutely find value in this training. So I hope that you give it a chance. If you want to, click on the link below, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. Until next time.